Welcome to planet-Pepe, everyone. Let's talk about Rage Against the Machine, a band from California, which is the one thing I'll hold against them, but whatever. So they're a band from California. They're really good. They formed in the 90s, which is interesting because I didn't really get into them much until like a couple years ago, maybe like when I was like in my like mid 20s. Or I guess early 20s, I would say. And for some reason, I always thought that they formed in like the early 2000s. But they got like a really interesting style to them because I heard about them before I like listened to them, right? And like when you hear like, at least when I heard like the name Rage Against the Machines, I kind of assumed they would be this like raw kind of like a screamo kind of ish type band, but they're like really good. I mean, they're like rap metal. I mean, I don't even know what like like alternative metal. Like they're a rock band, but like they got like swagger to them. Zach De La Roche, I think I'm pronouncing that right, the lead singer. Really good, really talented. Actually, I did a video about Tom-morello early on in this channel. It's still on if you want to check it out, but he's one of my favorite guitarists. He doesn't cut his strings which is I think it's part with him. I think it's like part superstition, part like his trademark or something. But I really like Tom-morello is a really smart individual. Brad Wink I think is the bassist. Tim Comfort or something like that. I'm probably butchering these names, but they're all really intelligent and they're like really like I think they're all, well, obviously Tom-morello is African American, and I think the rest of the band is like Native American, which like Indian, like Native American Indians, which I think is like fucking awesome. And they actually are like big into like civil rights activist type things, which I find really cool. Like they got things on their mind, and not only like in interviews, yeah, but like even like in their songs you hear it. Apparently their first album, Rage Against the Machine, a record, I have a couple of their records in my CD collection. The song Killing in the Name of is apparently about the Rodney King riots, which is riots that broke out over Rodney King being murdered by police. And it's pretty much how like in that specific area, in that specific time, like some like the police were being like kind of infiltrated by maybe some like white supremacist kind of like groups. I don't want to say that maybe the KKK. I don't know like all the ins and outs about it, but I'm sure there's some truth to it. And they protested against it with their music and like in their song and in their interviews. And the thing is the reason I'm making this video is actually because they're like back on tour, because they were together from like 91 to like 2000, and then they were just like separated for like 7 years, and then they came back together I think in like the mid 2000s, like 2006 2007 or something like that. And then they broke back up. They were together for like 3 or 4 years after that, but then they recently got back together. They were actually supposed to get back together, and they're touring right now. It's actually like their first time touring in like 11 years, which is why I'm making this video. And it's really cool because I mean, it's not cool, but in the sense of they were supposed to tour back in like 2020, but the pandemic happened and the tour got axed, and then they were supposed to go again in 2021, and then that got axed. But now they're finally touring again. But they're like overseas. They're like in like Portugal and like Europe and things like that. I'm sure they're gonna play in America at some point. But as for right now, their reunion tour is overseas, which is cool. If they come to the States and I'm in South Carolina, I gotta check them out. I would love to see them live. They're amazing. But yeah, no, I mean, Rage Against the Machine, they got uh, the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria is a great song off their second album. I have like 3 of their records in my CD collection, and I there was a point where like I was super into them, and I still am. But like, you know, I mean, you kind of go through like phases, you know, with what music you like. And there was a time where I was not driving and not listening to Rage Against the Machine. And I think they're great. Zach De La Roche, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Zach De La Roche is an amazing lead man. Very intelligent. Tom-morello is a great lead guitarist. I respect the hell out of him. You know, I think it's a 4-piece band. And even though they've kind of been on and off over the decades, they've stuck together. Like, it's not like they've run through band members, you know, where it's like it's not even recognizable anymore. So like, as much as they're on and off, you know, they stick together, which I appreciate. And yeah, no, it's like the healing in the name of something like that. But yeah, all right. I guess I'll cut it here. Me and Stormcloud hanging out. All right, planet-Pepe, everyone. Peace out. Bye.